Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel, Grease Gaming. And today we got the video of a Tier 7 Russian cruiser at the shores from Wandering Bread. Bread showing us not a Tier 10, that's a rare sight to soar. Well, Brett's currently said he's working on getting his next Tier 10, the Minotaur, I believe he said to me one time, and this is one of those matches he's currently working on to the grind, and he submitted this in and said, you know, check this one out. And well, we're checking it out today, guys. And Tier 7 shores, this is the last ship in the Russian cruiser line, after which, if you fully up the Tier 8 and get the hull on the Chabayev, you will get radar. So this is the last ship you don't get the radar skill, and you get this ship. You have a pretty massive gun, but not very big at this Tier 7. Kind of spam fiery, but have very good high explosive characteristics. Bread's using the defensive fire and the scouting plane consumable on this ship. Most people don't use defensive fire in this ship. They usually use hydroacoustic, but that doesn't matter in this match. For what we're about to see is going to be quite the spectacular match. Now he's in with also Tenny Unican in his Tier 7 Schoenhorst, which we all know from the start. It's quite the thing. Now there's the first ship spot, the Tier 7 Duke of York. Now, like I said, these guns are pretty good muzzle velocity. You can see what I mean by what happens. Now he's pretty far back, so he can hit past his island if he doesn't hit the island. That's the first salvo, and most missed. But look how straight the shot is. And there's a fire. Next volley goes out, and looked pretty good. Well, not much, but definitely quite the target shot. And now he is spotted. He's not getting another fire, so he decides to fire at the Gneiss now. Now, like Gneiss now. There's another fire. I'm sorry, guys, if you heard that. It's like, are we going to talk about what's going to happen there, or are we going to happen with this? And there's another fire on the Gneiss now. So, is this thing a spam firing for high explosive get the derp? In a way, yes. The Russians definitely have a very good fire chance and high explosive. If you buff it with your demolition expert, it can even be even worse. Now, Gneiss now hasn't used his repairs, so either one of two things: he doesn't know his R key, or he's assuming the smart decision was fall back, then use it and get your heal. Which could have been a good choice if he isn't spotted and start firing. If he was not firing his guns, he could have been making himself invisible, possibly. But Brett's taking the opportunity here, and he is using it and just slamming into them and getting as much damage as he can. There goes the Omaha and gets hit. Not very good. And Brett's continuing to spam from behind his position and get as much damage as he can. Now, I don't know what's going on with the team here, but definitely quite interesting choices of positionings here. We have a destroyer going around the map, not clearly spotting anything for the team. And luckily, because of a poor decision of the destroyer to pop out, we now know where he is. Now there's an Atlanta there, and you can see Bread's loading the armor piercing. And there's an Emerald there too. So, again, loading the armor piercing, and yep, 4 Citadels in one shot. And now Brett's firing back to the high explosive again, and he pulled out from that island. It's a good choice. And their AP did a massive amount of damage to that Atlanta. And now he's got the high explosive reloaded once again. And the shells go out on the Duke, and not much. He aimed the shells hit a little on the deck. That's the key with these Russian cruisers. You want to aim at that top deck, because if you can't, up there, you gotta fire. Now Brett's firing at the Gneisenau now, and he is focusing him. You can tell that these guys are falling back now. They have lost quite a bit of damage. They're taking a lot of damage from Brett's relentless fire hits, and they're basically losing a lot of health. It's not that they are outnumbering them, it's just Brett is taking a lot of damage on these guys. The enemy Emerald has now got spotted out of the smoke once again. Brett's going to continue working on that Duke. He wants him gone. Duke is actually a very, very good viable ship if you know to use it right. And I don't know if this guy is. Brett's just loading fires on him, so he's already got 2 fires on him pretty much. So he's going to go switch back to another ship because there's already a fire lit on him. At least he can try to get some more damage on another target. And Brett finishes off the Emerald. First kill of the match. And now there's the Duke. He is firing at the nose. He's trying to get the front of the ship on fire. Now you can't see the front end, so he's going to work on now the back end. And he finishes off the Duke. That's Brett's second kill. And now he decides to put up his spotter. That gives him an added range for his guns. Which, yeah, but it's for a good reason here. And there it is. Another fire on that Gneisenau, who was trying to pull back away from this match. And Brett's going to fire at him again. And he gets the cap with the rest of the team. Now his team's pushing up pretty good. Now the shells left over there on the pretty good hits here. And now he's working on that Cleveland. Got a fire salvo there. There's the Sims. He's going to go work on him next too. Brett's actually doing the smart thing here pretty much. He's not focusing on one target. He's switching targets to hit targets that need to be hit. For example, there's a ship there. I'm going to pop and take a few rounds at him. Okay, he's in a bad position. Stop me having to focus him. Let's go focus a different target. Okay, that ship's on fire. That's going to leave him some burn damage. Let's go on a different target. Okay, now let's switch to that target. He's bigger threat out there. He has been bonusing me, so I'll pop another shot into him. He's only taking shots when they're necessary. So every time he's firing a salvo, it's not for a waste. And now his spotter plane's going to go down. And the Atlanta is beginning to fire, and the Cleveland's now firing at him now too. And Brett's pulling back, which is a very good decision, to keep at that max range. That's the key with these Russian cruisers. If you keep far back, actually, the shells are still pretty damn good. You do lose a lot of muzzle velocity. I will agree with you on that. But when you're aiming at the top deck of a ship, even at tier 8, possibly at a tier 9 match, even though it's rare, it is possible. So we're going to see the possibilities. You can still aim at a lot of top decks of ships. The question is, are you willing to, well, are you going to work for it? And now the enemy Sims, he's trying to go right through the channel. Bread fires at it. Unfortunately, no hit to target. And there is a bunch of ships that have decided to flank the position. Unfortunately, dude, that's pretty bad. Pretty bad problem right now. Bread's not giving up. Scores are still pretty even, but the Caps are kind of in a bad position here. The enemy team has gotten C and D. They have won the fight at D, so they're definitely ripped and ready to go. Bread decides to load the armor piercing on that tier 5 Königsberg. Now, Königsberg's a lower tiered ship, and it has thinner armor. He is going a lot slower, so I don't know if Bread's going to aim just right, but that velocity looks just about right on that target, so he might actually get the shell hit. And, yep, they penetrated, so that did leave it with quite a bit of damage. Fortunately, he is running past behind the island, and he might not be able to get another shot off, so. Oh well. Next ship, please. Now, people are still aiming at that other one, and Bread sees the Gneis now and loads the armor piercing and aims for the top deck of that ship. Remember, these shells, even though they're not the British AP or any of that stuff, they still can penetrate if you hit the target. Enemy Omaha, and there's an enemy Cleveland, and he's beginning to fire at Bread. Can he get the kill on the Omaha? No, he can't. But he did get an overpen. And now he switches back to the high explosive. Shells aim right at that top deck in. Ooh, just a shy on that. He's still keeping an eye on that Cleveland, remember. That Cleveland's still there. But Bread's not focusing on him. He has other tools that can negate that problem. So he's going to keep himself angled to the Cleveland. And he's going to unload a few rounds at other nearby targets. And around at the Gneis now. And here comes the Cleveland. Now you're probably saying Bread should have focused that one ship. For those at home who probably don't know what it can do. Do you forget that Bread has torpedoes? And torpedoes out at the Cleveland. He throws his damage control out, and out goes the Cleveland. Don't worry, comrade. I fix it with torpedoes. That's another one dead. And now it's time to take care of that Königsberg, who's actually pretty close to this match. He needs to go away. Yep, there it is. Confederate and a Citadel on that ship. Bread's 4th kill. AP at the Omaha. He is getting lit pretty hard here. Can he get another kill on him before he dies? A little short on the Omaha. A little further back this time. It looks like he's about to die by that fire. But those shells are still going. Yep, there it is. Flesh wound. Kraken unleashed. So now the enemy team went from having a few ships, very close to score, to now tying this match. So now it's all going to count down to finishing off these last two, Algiers and Congo, which are tier 5, so the match probably should progress to the end of what you got here. And, well, Lord behold, sure enough, it does. And Bread's typing chat, my back hurts. For carrying the team to where it was. And damn right is he right with that amount of carry that he actually did for his team in this tier 7 match. And of course it goes without saying at the end of this match probably gets there, but of course person just wrote in chat, probably because of your ego. Oh, people! I wouldn't poke their wandering bread. He knows how to answer to you too well, or he doesn't have to, because that's just Bread's way of answering to just idiots. It's okay, guys. Holy Toledo, folks, right there. There's your end game scores there. Of course, killed by the Algieta, but doesn't matter. He was nearly dead anyway. Well done, Bread. 399,000, almost 4,000 credits earned. 7,593 experience. 570 free experience earned. Confederate. Devastating Strike, Kraken Unleashed, Chest of Flesh Wound, Witherer, and High Caliber. 117 target hits, 2 torpedoes, 2 planes shot down, 1 incapacitation, 5 floods, 13 fires, 2 floods, 5 hits to Citadel, 1 assisted capture, and 7 target hits. Pretty good there, Brett, on the two brothers. Getting 2,497 base experience. And to the guy who was wanting to say that his back, because of his ego, still at the top 3, so what do you expect? We also had a person who, unfortunately, team killed somebody in his Farragut, so if you guys noticed that, I applaud you, because he was, even through all this, kind of oblivious to what was going. But if you did see the things in chat, probably there was some unfriendly things to say to that Farragut. Thank you so much for submitting this in, Wandering Bread, getting 177,000 damage on this match, firing 489 shells at and out. Well done. And like I said before, getting now earned 307,000 credits in this match, and getting another 14,143 Commander experience. Thanks for submitting this in again, once again, as always, Wandering Bread with his Tier 7 shorts. If you have your own, please submit it down below, and the email description down below. You also can follow me on Twitter. You also can follow me on Twitch, if you guys would want to. I'll repeat that every time if I have to. You gotta do that, you get on with the ways of the world. Anyway, as always, hope you guys enjoyed this video with the, in the Tier 7